Okay, we're going to do a tutorial for one of the preemie baby hats. This is the second size up. This is for a 2 to 3.5 pound preemie baby. It's exactly the same as the micro preemie baby, except instead of a 5mm hook, we use a 5.5, and that's all in the instructions on the files. This is actually printed out from the files, so all the instructions and everything like that will be in all these papers that you get when if you print it out, or if you want to read it off the computer, that's fine. All you need is the correct crochet hook for the size that you're doing, your wool, a pair of scissors, and a large eye needle for weaving the ends in at the ends, and also a tape measure just to check when you finished that your circumference is the right width, because if you crochet a little tighter or a little looser, you may have to adjust your hook according to your tension for your crochet. Okay, so we're going to finish. We'll tie that one off at the end, so you don't have to sit through this whole thing. I'm going to use Marley wool. It's an 8-ply wool, but it's incredibly soft, and it's also really inexpensive to buy. You can get it in most of your cheap shops, and it feels like a 4-ply baby wool. It's really soft. So now to start off the fan knocked that onto the ground, but that's okay. I start my beanies with a magic circle. Now there are lots and lots of tutorials on YouTube on how to do this, and a lot of different ways and how to do this. I'll show you how to do it my way, but if that's not easy for you, you can go on to YouTube and see a million different ways and how to do this. Also, there are other alternate starts. You can chain and then make a circle with your chain. All of those are on YouTube. If you do want any tutorials on those, just post a comment in the comments, and I'll do some starting rings on a tutorial. But all I do is I lay the wool over my fingers and grab it with my thumb, come around the back of my fingers and go across and across onto the top. I grab my hook, I go under the first one, over the second one, pull it through, twist, go underneath that bit, pull it through, and we have a loop. I won't do that again. I'll if you need to see that again, just simply rewind the video, and as I said, there's a heap of tutorials on how to do a magic ring on YouTube. If you want me to do a tutorial just on the starting for a magic ring, I'll do that later, but most of you will know how to do that. Now for this size, we're doing 8 half double crochets into this circle. Now this is going to look probably a little bit awkward because I've got to try and stay in camera here. All you do for a half double crochet is pop your hook under the yarn into your ring, yarn over again, pull it through. You'll have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on that hook, and that's your first one. So you go yarn over, through the loop, yarn over again, pull up 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. That's toe. So we'll do another couple, and then I'll do the 8 and get back to you once we're done. So yarn over, through the center of the circle, yarn over again, pull up 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, so I'll finish through and do 8 of those, and then I'll come back to you when I'm done.
No.
There's no light. Okay, sorry about that. We've got no light coming from the phone on the video, so I don't know whether this is actually going to show up. We'll check it before we post it up. So we've done 8 half double crochets in our circle. Now we just need to grab our end of our circle and cinch that to pull it tight, and we have a circle. Now a second row, we want to do 2 half double crochets in every single stitch around. So after this row, we'll have 16 double crochets all the way around. So this is our first one sneaking here. So yarn over through that one, which is a little difficult. Pull through, pull up 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Now here, I don't join the rounds, I do continuous rounds. So I like to put a stitch marker. You can use whatever you like. I like just to use a safety pin. You can get stitch markers, you can use a piece of wool, whatever you like, but I just like to mark that very first stitch in every round so I don't get lost. And that just makes it easier so we know when we get to the end of the round. So we need another one in this same stitch. So we yarn over through the same stitch, pull through, pull up 3 loops, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. Now we move on to the next stitch, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Now I'll do a few more so that everybody can see. Yarn over, through the loop, yarn over, pull through, there's 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Yarn over, through the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, so we want to do this round 2 half double crochets in every single stitch around until we get back to our marker. So I'll do that and I'll meet you back at this marker.
Oh.
Okay, so we're back to our stitch marker, which is our first stitch of our last round. So take that out. Now this round we're doing 1 half double crochet in the next stitch and then 2 half double crochets in the next stitch and repeating that all the way around. So we'll do our yarn over, through the stitch, yarn over, pull up 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops and pop our stitch marker back in here. Okay, yarn over, through the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Got tangled. That's the fan blowing. Yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So we have 1 in that first stitch, 2 in the second stitch. Now we'll go 1, 2, 1, 2 all the way around to the stitch marker and I'll meet you back at the end.
Oh.
Okay, so we finished our 3rd row, which was 1 half double crochet in one stitch, 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, 1 in the next, 2 in the next, and just repeat that all the way around. So now we have 24 stitches all the way around, and our increase for this hat now is finished. So all we need to do now is just do half double crochets all the way around until we get a total of 11 rows. So I'll do a couple with you here. There's no increase. Our increases are finished. Still pop your stitch marker in after you're done. So yarn over, through that stitch, yarn over, pull up 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Pop our stitch marker in there. And we just do 1 half double crochet in every single stitch all the way around. And we repeat this round for a total of 11 rounds. And once you've finished the 11 rounds, you'll have this, and I will show you how to tie off. So just bear with me. I'll take my hook out of this one and we'll put it into this one and I'll show you how to tie off.
Go.
Okay, so you remove your, after you've finished your 11 rows, you check that you have the size in circumference that you need, and this particular size says it should be 4.5 inches or across, and this is 4.5 inches across, so we're right. Now because I don't do joins, you always end up with a little step at the end. Now depending on how tight you crochet, when you join off you may not see a join or you may see a ridge. If you crochet quite loose and your stitches are quite big, you can just do a single crochet into the next stitch and then a slip stitch into the next stitch, which will graduate that down a little bit so you don't have a gap. And then you just, I've already snipped off, you already snip off your yarn over, pull that yarn all the way through and knot it off, and you have your little hat. Now all we need to do now is weave in the ends. So we have an end here where we started our magic ring. We grab our needle. I can't grab that, so do you want to pause that while I'm trying to grab it? Okay, so we've got our needle threaded. I finally picked it up off the desk. All we do is in that first circle, just weave around, and as you pull that through, that will tighten a little bit more. And just go around a few times to make sure it's secure. Okay, one more for good measure. And take that out and snip off the ends, and you've got a nice cinched circle up the top. Okay, we'll just thread this, so if you want to pause that while I'm threading this needle. Okay, and this much the same way. I like to sort of put this back through the thicker sort of parts of the stitches so you can't see it, and give that a good tug at the end so the knot actually goes into the work so you don't see that little knot. And then I just weave through around a few times around the thicker parts of the work and hide this tail. Do it a little sort of a few times because I'm just paranoid they're going to come undone, so I just like to go around a few times. You probably don't need to do it as much as this. I'm just a little bit pedantic. Okay, so that's through there. Tug. Snip off your work and turn it in the way, other way. And you have completed your preemie beanie. There we go. Your preemie beanie. Oh, gee, I must have been on the vodka today, I tell you. And that's it. That's very, very simple. As I said, the in the instructions for any size you want to do, it will have the size hook that you need and the instructions and how wide across it needs to be. So they're very easy. All right, that's it. Happy crocheting, guys.